Good morning, Anne.
Good morning, James.
And good morning, everybody. Hopefully, as always, you are having a great weekend or a great week whenever it is that you are listening. Sunday morning.
Once more.
Once more. We say that every single week. But we are short of other things to say at the start, aren't we, Anne?
Very much so.
Yeah. We're never quite sure how to introduce the podcast. So we always say the same thing. And we seem to muddle through.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So we are through. Are you happy to begin, Anne?
I am, yes.
Okay, where would you like to start this week?
I'd like to start with PIPs, really, the payment that people get, welfare payments, because of the
personal independent payment.
That's right,
in the United Kingdom. Okay.
And there's been a lot about the welfare bill that's been going through this week with the government itself. And they get a lot of bad publicity.
Okay, so this is in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
And the Labour government, who are in power at the moment,
yes,
have put forward over the last few weeks welfare reforms, changes to the welfare bill.
That's right.
In terms of essentially saving money moving forwards.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And I listen to what a lot of people say, and quite often, we're set in our ways. All of us are set in our ways.
Yes.
Especially where welfare is concerned at this particular time. And some people are very biased about a lot of the bills that are going through.
Right.
So I've been thinking about it, but I myself write quite a lot of letters to my local MP.
Yes.
About what's going on within government and the bills that are being passed.
Right.
So if I'm feeling, that a bill is very important to me, I will write to my MP. And he's very good. He always replies.
Right, okay.
And I did write to him about this, PIPs, and I'd just like, at the moment, because I think he's very fair,
okay.
I'd like to just read to you all the letter that he has sent me back, his return. I recognise that the government's proposed welfare reforms have been a source of uncertainty and anxiety, and I welcome the development that all of those currently receiving personal independent payments will stay within the current system. Please be assured that no changes will be made to PIP eligibility criteria until the government has concluded its review of assessment process. I think that's fair.
Right.
He then says, I believe in a welfare state that is there for all of us when we need it, now and in the future, that protects the most vulnerable and that delivers equality and dignity for all. There will always be some people who cannot work, and the universal credit and personal independence payment bill will protect them. The bill will ensure that 200,000 individuals with the most severe disabling conditions are never again called for universal credit reassessments. I would also like to reassure you that anyone currently in the receipt of UC health component will have their benefits protected in real terms while they benefit from a higher standard allowance. Now, I think that's important for people who are really worried.
Right, okay.
Who are genuine. Now, remember, this is me saying this, nobody else. And when I talk about this, I mean genuine
right.
people who are claiming it. Because I know a lot of people are not genuine that are claiming it.
Right.
He then says, I believe that those who can work should, and those who cannot should be protected, which is why he backs the government's investment. He then goes on, I'm not going to read it all because there's a lot that he actually says. So what he's actually saying is, this comes alongside with efforts to break down barriers to work and create healthier and more inclusive workplaces. So he's saying disabled people deserve the same opportunities as anyone else. And I think that's good, because we're looking at who should be in work and not be in work, but we're not looking at those who are not in work who would absolutely love to work.
Right.
If the circumstances were correct for them or the environment was correct for them.
Yes.
And I think that is important, because there's a lot of people out there who are disabled who can't go out to work because of the situation where the job is.
Right.
They may not have the facilities for it.
Okay.
So I won't read. I'm not reading the rest of it. I'm just going back to what he says towards the end. I was elected on a pledge to put the voices of disabled people at the heart of policy, and I am glad that the broken work capability assessment, which many constituents have said they hate, will be scrapped. This will simplify the process for accessing health-related benefits into one single assessment and end the binary can or cannot work divide, helping those who can work to access support to do so. The government has also launched a review of the PIP assessment to ensure the benefit is fair for the future. And that's the reason that I got in touch with him, because of the PIP. Because for myself,
Right.
this is my feeling about it, is that lots of people don't realise that PIP pays for essential equipment that people have when they're claiming PIP. Sometimes they have to pay for things themselves.
Yes.
It's not a payment that's for living.
It's a payment, in essence, hopefully bringing independence so that people with limitations in certain ways are able to have a more independent, or hopefully a fully independent life as possible. Something like that. I'm not sure in terms of the exact wording.
So
But it's about independence.
So is that like helping them with a car?
It can be, yes. Again, I'm not an expert at all. I'm going off the top of my head here.
Yes.
But yes, it can help with schemes like Motability and giving people an option to have a car and or other things as well.
Yes.
As far as I am aware.
Yeah. So I think that's important, and that's the reason I did write to him about it. So,
would you like to say who this gentleman is?
It's Mike Kane.
Mike Kane.
He's the MP for Wythenshawe.
So he's a local MP for the Labour Party in government at the moment, and you wrote to him about your concerns in relationship to the bill.
Yes.
Which has passed, but with amendments and a rather large U-turn last-minute amendment that the government had to concede to its own party, to its own backbenchers.
And that, of course, was that their own party. Some of his own party were against the things that were being said. So, but also, I think it also shows me that the public, if they open their mouths and talk and do show discontent, that they have to do something about it.
Well, it was an example of a backbench rebellion. Well, that's how it's framed in terms of the media. But the principles of a number of Labour MPs put pressure on the government to make concessions so that the bill could actually pass.
Yeah, and in a way, that also shows that the public have also had a say in this, because those MPs have to please their constituents, and I don't think that's been thought of.
Well, that should always be at the forefront of everybody's minds, because the members of Parliament are public servants and they represent the people, and they're there to represent their constituents and act upon the best interests of the constituents, and then the nation as a whole in terms of the party that's in power, and then the opposition hold them to account. That's it in
a nutshell.
In ideal terms. Again, I'm not claiming to be a specific expert, but hopefully in layman's terms.
But that's important. That's a very important point for you to make, is because we all have to start having a say.
Absolutely.
And I'm not talking about having a say in what I'm talking about now, the welfare. Yes. I'm saying having a say about peace on this earth.
Yes. About anything and everything that's important. Yes.
So we are powerful.
Democracy only really works, or at least moves towards working by any definition, if people engage with it. The moment that people don't engage with the system, it will fail.
Yes.
So democracy falls down when people stop caring.
Yes.
On all sides. That's members of Parliament, all public servants, everybody who works in the whole machinery and mechanism and the whole behemoth of politics. When the public are distanced, disengaged and disenchanted with it to the point of being completely apathetic, where people don't vote and people don't have opinions, people don't have an emotional response, that it will break down. So we will lose our democracy, we will lose our liberal democracy if people stop caring and if people stop engaging with it. And again, that's free choice, but if that is the choice, let it be made consciously, but something else will evolve. It will leave a hole. It will leave a vacuum of power that will be filled by something. So if people value having their say, and if people value democracy, and if people would like to keep the door open for change, as implausible and sometimes impossible as that seems, it's fundamentally important that people engage with politics, that people engage with life, that people have opinions, that people vote, that people speak out, that people are open to change. And in democracy that's based in principle and in essence on winning the argument and the voice of reason, then we enter the affray, everybody, with perspectives, and we can have those changed by debate and by argument, by the power of persuasion, by compromise, by cooperation, by listening to each other, and the powerful arguments will be made, and we move forwards, hopefully.
I can remember when they were stopping the gosh, it's gone out of my head. Unions. I couldn't think of the word then.
Right,
when they were stopping, taking the power away from the unions.
Right, okay.
And my dad was a real union man.
Right, okay.
All his life, as I've said before, he started off with the Communist Party.
Right, okay.
So he was a real union man, and he also was a member of the Labour Party. So I used to go, on the counting with the votes and everything.
Right.
So what I'm talking about, I suppose I carry on by writing to Mike Cain.
Right.
Who finished off the letter, by the way, by saying thank you once again for contacting me about this issue. So your MP, that's just to show your MP does want to hear from you.
Yes. That's an important point.
So because obviously it helps them with their vote. It must give them confidence if they're going to vote against it, and then their constituents saying, look, you're right, do this.
Yes.
When they do it, they know they're doing it for the greater good. But my dad said about the unions, when it was all going on and it was bad press about the unions, he said, and once they stop the unions, the government will have power.
Right.
And they will take your power away. Because the governments are the unions are the ones that keep the power for the people. And I see that happening now. Because the unions don't have the power they used to have. We're taking away, we don't now have the right to protest. The laws of, most people don't even know what laws are being passed.
The rights upon protests have been impinged upon. You are
Definitely.
able to protest, but what you're able to do as part of that protest has changed. It's nuanced, but you're right.
Yes.
The encroachment upon freedoms and the right to protest has changed.
Yes.
And freedoms have gone in those areas, yes.
And they shouldn't. We should all have we should all have free will. I'm not saying, I'm saying if anybody does any damage during those times, no, that shouldn't happen. But, the right to protest is, we should all be able to just stand in silence. What a wonderful protest.
You are able to do that.
Yes, I know we can do that. But if we could all come together and stand in silence, that's more powerful than shouting.
Right. Yes, I agree. And that's what we do often, isn't it?
Yes, when we do our stands, that's what we actually do.
Yes.
So, yes.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. I think it's important that people have visual representations and opportunities to participate and a real sense of something happening. It is a signifier. It does represent something. It doesn't necessarily change anything in that moment, but it creates a sense of togetherness, and it visually represents people standing together who know each other very well, but also are complete strangers. So it's
yes.
representatives of the country, representatives of humanity coming together to stand together. It's very ideal in terms of it's an ideal thought process, this, but it's powerful because when people come together to stand together, it unites a power. It's an unseen power, impossible to prove, but it's a tangible feeling of togetherness that people recognise when they attend music concerts, festivals, sporting events, churches, synagogues, mosques, whatever it might be. When people do earnestly and passionately, genuinely, authentically come together in union, in communion, in community, in fellowship and in force, there is a sense of something powerful, something human, something good, something true, something deeper than an individual, the collective.
So I think I'd like to be a little bit selfish now, really. I know we talk about a lot of things here,
right?
But I'd like to talk about what we're actually doing, because we don't do the things we're doing. Even this podcast isn't just airy-fairy.
Right.
We do have a purpose. We have our purpose.
Right. I hope so, yes.
And that purpose is bringing communities together, as we've said, and we have an event coming up.
You're talking about Stride for Truth?
Stride for Truth, yes.
Yes, okay.
So we have an event coming up, and we also would like to open our own centre.
Yes.
We obviously need the building first, so at the moment we're raising funds to get the building for what we're going to do.
Yes.
So James runs a fun fit class on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and the group of us are going to do the Tatton Run.
The 5 and or 10K.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're doing that to raise money.
Yes.
Now it sounds like, that's easy to do a 5K and a 10K, but there's a challenge gone out.
Right.
And the challenge is myself and Macy.
Yes.
So the challenge is I am 85 and Macy is 15, and we're having a race to see who wins. She tells me she's going to win.
Yes.
Now Macy doesn't like exercise.
No, not particularly keen on exercise.
And moans when she comes in and moans when she goes out.
Of the fun fit classes,
Of the fun fit classes,
yes.
And I put the challenge down, right, we're going to have a race, both of us.
Yes.
She said to me this week, Anne, you've got no chance. You've got no chance at all. Now, she can run fast if she wants to run.
She can run very, very quickly.
Very fast. So I'm hoping it's going to be the hare and the tortoise, isn't it?
Yes.
That I win. So I'm
slow
asking
and steady wins the race.
Yes. So we're doing the 5K, but I don't think she realises how far 3 miles is, to be honest. So I'm hoping that I win on that. So I'd like people to sponsor us, please, because it's not for us. It's for us to have a centre.
Yes, it's for a community centre.
For a community
for everything
centre,
that we do, and so much more.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. We would love to keep doing the positive work that we're doing, and we do it with so many other people as well. So many people volunteer. We're biased, obviously.
We are biased,
but it's genuine that we really are positively, genuinely invested in this for the goodness of everybody.
Yes. So there's a group of us, isn't it? It's not just the two of us that's running.
No, there's a group of us.
There is a group of us, and some are saying I'm only going to walk, and others is
Yes.
We're actually, I'm not talking about the men now. The men are focused. They're going to do the 10K, but the women and the children, we're very unsure. We all moan a bit between ourselves. The men are getting on with it, but we will do it. We will all do it. It's not something that we've ever done. I've never done anything like this in my life, which is why I'm doing it. Because if it was easy for me, I wouldn't ask for money for it.
Well, with respect, Anne, and I mean this genuinely with respect, you are training pretty much daily for this.
I am.
And again, genuinely respectfully, at 85, I think it's quite impressive. No, it is extremely impressive. You're an inspiration. You really are an inspiration. So if for nothing else, I would sponsor you, for you, to be honest, Anne.
Good.
Because 5K might not sound like much for anybody, but I challenge anybody to go out and run a 5K just off the bat. Unless you are already quite fit, it's not that easy a thing to do.
It's not easy.
And at 85 years old, which I'm not suggesting for any second of anybody's imagination that you are incapable of anything, because I would back you to do anything that you put your mind to it.
Thank you.
And your mind has been put to this, and you're out training, and you are an inspiration. Yeah. So I positively encourage anybody and everybody to sponsor Anne.
Yes.
I'll sponsor you, Anne.
Thank you.
Even though I'm doing the 10K myself, but I'd rather sponsor you, Anne, because you're a far more inspiring story than I am, and a far more worthy cause. Yes. So I back Anne.
Yes. So we have a page, don't we?
Yes. Yes. On our website, www.strivefortruth.com, there is a link that says donate, and you can click on that tab. If you scroll down and click on the tab, it takes you through to, it's either a GoFundMe or I can't remember the name.
I think it is GoFundMe.
I think it might be GoFundMe. If it's not that one, it's the other one. And it has a sort of a short blurb about our centre. And if you'd like to donate anything, it's going towards our community work. And we have done previous challenges. And previously, a couple of years ago, jumped out of a plane with Bill, skydive, no joke, genuinely. And we've done zip wires, the fastest zip wire in the world or Europe.
Yes.
And we've done some walks as well. And all of that previous money that's been donated, none of it's been spent. It's all in a community account going towards the funds for a centre.
Yes, we climbed the Orme, haven't we?
We did a race up the Orme. So anybody that's previously donated, it's all going towards the community work that we're doing, the community projects, and to our soon-to-be, fingers crossed, community centre where this wonderful work can continue. And hopefully all of you listening, you can come and get involved as well in our centre and in our events moving forwards. So we are biased. We absolutely are. And we think that it's completely worthwhile. But if for nothing else, if you can feel our passion and how committed we are and genuine we are in wanting to bring this about and to continue with so many other people, because like Anne has said, it isn't just herself and myself. There's many people that are involved in large and small ways, but everybody's contributing to bring this forwards. And you are all invited. And we have another event coming up very soon.
Yes,
Saturday, the 12th of July. We're only a week away, really. A week away. Sale West Community Centre, our summer party, our summer community family fun day party. Circus carnival theme. We're going to have face painting, cakes, boxing, football, tombola, tug of war, skipping, books.
Teddy bears,
puzzles,
teddy bears.
Mini golf, everything. Come and get involved. Yes. Everybody's going to be dressing up. It's just a magical, wonderful, wholesome, feel-good festival of life. Yes, and you are absolutely invited.
And 3 of us have been out today with leaflets to the school, to Sale West, to first school, giving leaflets out.
You did that. I think you did that the other day.
The other day, yes. And listening to the children, it's surprising, isn't it? Our children, these are primary school children, by the way.
Yes.
And as we were giving the leaflets out, the children were saying, "Oh, is there another one? Can I have one? Can I come? Can I go,
brilliant.
Mum?"
That's wonderful.
And I think
feedback.
The wonderful thing is that they remember.
Yes.
They remember. If all we've done is given those childs a memory for the rest of their life, how wonderful is that?
It is wonderful.
That they can say, "I remember going to such and such a place."
Absolutely. And don't we need that now in the world?
We do, definitely.
We need it. It's wonderful memories for ourselves.
It is, yes.
And you're right. If it is only but one child and one child's family that has a wonderful afternoon that they remember for their life, it's worth it.
Yes.
And I hope and trust it's so many children. And if it's no children, it's all of us.
Yes.
So it really is what a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to bring some goodness into this world, some colour, some life, some togetherness, some laughter.
No phones?
No phones. Good old-fashioned, wholesome family community fun. And everybody's welcome. So whether you are on your own, in a couple, married, single, young, old, brother, sister, neighbours, anybody, anywhere, no matter who you are, what you look like, where you're from, you are welcome. Yes. Sale West Community Centre, 2:00 start.
Yes.
Free parking, it's free for children. It's only £5 for anybody over 16.
But they get all coffees free.
Absolutely, there are drinks available for everybody.
For everybody, yes.
It is a cash-only event if you want to bring some money along to get involved in some of the tombola or get yourself a delicious cake or scone or something like that.
Yes.
It's a wonderful afternoon. It's a wonderful opportunity to demonstrate what the power of community, the power of humanity, the power of goodness can be and is in this world. And don't we need it now more than ever before?
And everybody are volunteers, I'd like to say that.
Yes, a team of volunteers, absolutely, yes. And we're a registered community interest company. Everybody is fully DBS checked. We put all of the necessary checks in place. It's as organised as it possibly could be with a group of volunteers. Not suggesting it's perfect, nor that it couldn't be improved, just that we're working as hard as we possibly can be, given that we all have our lives as well, and that everybody involved is genuinely sincere and emotionally invested positively in making these events and making all of our community projects a success.
And if anybody would love to come and volunteer with us, to help these children have a good time, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely. And thank you to anybody and everybody who's donated books, toys, many things, to be honest with you, have been donated. Prizes for the raffle. Thank you if you're listening this morning and you've donated anything previously or for this event. It really does help and we genuinely appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Christmas, we had a wonderful one at Christmas.
We had an absolutely magical Christmas. We did a magical Christmas event. So we've had many events and we've got many more events to come.
Yes.
And one more time from the top, Saturday the 12th, Sale West Community Centre. It's in a week's time on Saturday, this Saturday coming, 2:00 start. You're all welcome.
Yes.
We're coming towards the end there, Anne.
Time again.
Yes. Well, we don't half cover some topics. You coming in with some heavyweight, deep end UK current affairs, political politics, bills that are currently passing, not passing, communications with your local MP, all the way through to our community events. Yes. It's never boring talking with you, Anne.
It's never boring.
I will say, it's true, we genuinely do not know what we are going to discuss. No. And it is also true, as I'm sure many of you have worked out, I don't know what Anne is going to bring up. And from one second to the next, it could be politics, it could be unions, it could be cake, it could be runs. And I do my best to respond, but you keep me on my toes. And I just love hearing what you've got to say, Anne. Good. And I respect you so much. So you discuss whatever you want, really, to be honest with you.
So please all take from the beginning, because the beginning was serious. So please, everybody, take your own power.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
Is please take your own power and look what's happening in this world. Because if you don't open your eyes, there's going to be catastrophe.
Yes, absolutely. And it's important, I think that's a really good place to finish in terms of where we can all agree, hopefully, this morning, is that there's so much discord, discontent, violence, hurt and suffering around our world that we can send out prayers and our collective thoughts from all of us this morning to anybody anywhere on our planet Earth, local or far away, who feels alone or suffering or is maybe grieving or maybe is involved in some atrocity or war, or people who just feel sad and alone anywhere at all on our earth, anywhere, any person anywhere, that we can send out an intention that we are here and that there are people on this earth who care.
Yes.
Because I'm sure all of you listening this morning, you care. You and I care, Anne.
You do care.
And we're not
deeply.
Absolutely. And of course things can be different and we're not all going to agree about everything. I'm sure you and I and everybody, if we're to discuss life, we're going to find disagreements. But we care about humanity and we care about each other. And I'm sure you listening this morning care too. And the world needs to feel that there are people that care. There are good people in this world, and there are good people who are willing to do something about it. And if for nothing else, to say a prayer or to send out genuine feelings of kindness and of support and of strength and of determination and conviction to anybody else on our planet Earth. And that's so important.
And prayer is powerful.
Prayer is very powerful.
You know, there's many people use many words now instead of prayer, but I can assure you, prayer is powerful.
Absolutely. I agree, Anne.
Thank you, everybody.
So yes, let's do this. We can, all of us together, we can do this. So come on.
Now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think that's it this morning,
That's
Anne. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I trust and I hope that you've enjoyed listening. And as always, have a wonderful rest of the weekend or rest of the week. And we will look forward to being with you again, to speaking with you again next week, next Sunday. Okay, everybody?
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.